Hello everyone, Dr. Beena here. Today we are discussing the revision on acid-base disorder, mainly the metabolic acidosis. So, disturbance in acid-base balance. Abnormally, one or more of the mechanism of pH control can produce to disturbance in the acid-base disorder. So, when there is any disorder in the pH controlling mechanism, there will be acid-base disorders. So before going to the actual question, that is metabolic acidosis, we have to know what is acid-base disturbance. It may be acidosis, alkalosis, or compensatory responses are also there. What is acidosis? It is a fall in pH. You know the normal pH of the blood is 7.4. So when there is decrease in pH, that is called the acidosis. There are of two types, respiratory acidosis due to primary excess of carbonic acid and metabolic acidosis, primary deficit of bicarbonate. Then the alkalosis means rise in the pH, that is above 7.4. Then that is maybe due to respiratory causes, that is respiratory alkalosis, primary deficit of carbonic acid, and the metabolic alkalosis, primary excess of bicarbonate. Now there is compensatory responses, maybe uncompensated, partially compensated, or fully compensated. That is the body's mechanism to overcome the acid-base disorders. And you have to know something about anion gap. What is anion gap? Sum of anions and cations in the extracellular fluids are equal to maintain the electrical neutrality of the body fluids. So it is usually almost equal. Sodium and potassium accounts for 95% of cations, and chloride and bicarbonate accounts for 86% of anions. So there are some difference between the cations and anions, but these are usually measured the electrolyte. So sodium and potassium are the cations measured, and the chloride and bicarbonate are the anions measured. What is anion gap then? Hence there is always a difference between measured anions and cations, that is known as anion gap, and the unmeasured anions are the anion gap. That is due to sulfate, phosphate, proteinate, or organic acid ions, etc., which contribute to the anion gap. So anion gap is generally it is due to the unmeasured anions, which is contributed by sulfate, phosphate, proteinate, or organic acid ion. So how will you calculate the anion gap? So usually it is the difference between cations and anions, measured cations and anions. So sodium and potassium together, suppose it is 140 milligallons per liter sodium and 4 milligallons per liter potassium, and the bicarbonate 24 milligallons per liter, and chloride 103 milligallons per liter. So the difference is 144 minus 127, that is 40 milligallons per liter or millimoles per liter. So the normal anion gap is 12 plus or minus 2 millimoles per liter or milligallons per liter. You can say both way, milligallons per liter or millimoles per liter. So the normal anion gap is 12 plus or minus 2 millimoles per liter or milligallons per liter. Now the assessment of anion gap is very helpful in the clinical evaluation of the patients with acid-base disorder. So that is why we are dealing the anion gap here. So for the treatment, this anion gap is very essential to find out the anion gap. Now what is acidosis and alkalosis? Acidosis is a condition in which the blood has too much acids or too little base, frequently resulting in decreased pH. So whenever there is too much acid or too little base, that is called the acidosis. Alkalosis is a condition in which the blood has too much base or too little base, little acid, occasionally resulting in the increasing in the pH. So acidosis is decreasing in the pH, and the alkalosis is the increasing in pH. Now we'll pass on to the actual metabolic acidosis. Here the pH is less than 7.38, normal pH 7.4. The causes is mainly due to primary deficiency of bicarbonate or excess production of acid. So it is usually due to the primary deficiency of bicarbonate ions. So in this diagram, you can see in this picture, you can see this is the bicarbonate and this is the carbonic acid. So here the level of the bicarbonate is very much less and the ratio is also decreased. Usually 1 is to 20, but here is 10. 1 is to 10. So the pH, normal pH is 7.4, but it is decreased below 3.8, that is almost up to uh, 3 or something like that. So it is a condition of metabolic acidosis. Now, what are the causes of metabolic acidosis? We have studied that normal anion gap is 12 plus or minus 2 millimoles per liter, and the metabolic acidosis are of two types: high anion gap acidosis and normal anion gap acidosis. So this is the thing happening in the normal body, that is cations is equal to anions, and there is a anion gap usually 15, that is plus or minus 12 plus or minus 2 or 3. So 15 is shown here as in the pink color. But in this diagram, there is high anion gap acidosis. So here you can see sodium and potassium this much, and the chloride and bicarbonate only this much. So the anion gap is increased. But in this type, it is again normal anion gap acidosis. Here also almost the same anion gap as the normal case. So there are high anion gap acidosis and normal anion gap acidosis. Now, what are the causes for the high anion gap acidosis? It may be due to production of increased acid production, that is occurring in diabetes ketoacidosis, starvation ketoacidosis, lactic acidosis, and renal failure. Diabetic ketoacidosis, you have studied both this. You have studied when there is excess production of ketone bodies, that is acetoacetic acid and beta hydroxybutyric acid, that is producing excess acids. So there will be more of acidosis. Then lactic acidosis, again lactic acid production is high. Renal failure, where the reabsorption mechanism of bicarbonate or the production of hydrogen and secretion will be defective. Now, how this high anion gap acidosis works? What are the changes occur in the body? Due to impaired excretion of acid or decreased reabsorption of bicarbonate, that is the main thing happening. Impaired excretion of acid and decreased reabsorption of bicarbonate. Bicarbonate tries to buffer the acid so that bicarbonate concentration is decreased. So in diabetic ketoacidosis, we know that the acids are produced and body bicarbonate try to neutralize it by tries to buffer this bicarbonate buffer using a buffer. So what happens? The level of bicarbonate will decrease. So there is a deficiency of bicarbonate which will finally produces the acidosis. So hence there will be anion gap also will be increasing. So bicarbonate will be less because it tries to compensate the acid which is produced in the body, and then there will be high anion gap. Now normal anion gap acidosis, what are the causes? Main cause is diarrhea and dysentery, then renal tubular acidosis, carbonic anhydrase inhibitor therapy, ureteric transplantation, and salicylate poisoning. So first one is the diarrhea and dysentery. You know, when there is diarrhea and dysentery, loss of intestinal secretion occurs, and then this will be lost, and along with this fluid, sodium and potassium, which are cations, are also lost. So there will be a normal anion gap. So some amount of sodium potassium will be lost, so there will be equal quantity of anions and cations. That is why normal anion gap occurs. Then hyperchloremic acidosis, that is due to renal tubular acidosis, failure to excrete acid or to reabsorb bicarbonate. So the chloride level is increased to maintain the electrical neutrality. So when there is less reabsorption, then there will be increased production of this chloride will be increased to maintain the normal electrical neutrality of the cell. Then that is the carbonic anhydrase therapy. So there won't be production of bicarbonate and all. That is another cause. Then ureteric transplantation, another cause. Chloride is ions are chloride ions are reabsorbed in exchange of the bicarbonate ions. Occurs in ureteric transplantation, and then Acetazolamide therapy is a drug and results in the metabolic acidosis caused by bicarbonate reabsorption and hydrogen ion secretions both are affected. So when this drug is given, reabsorption of bicarbonate and the hydrogen ion excretion is affected, so there will be decrease in bicarbonate level which will be causing the metabolic acidosis, normal anion gap acidosis. Then salicylate poisoning is a rare cause. First it will produces that is usually a respiratory center retention of carbon dioxide, and respiratory acidosis is the one which is produced when there is overdosage of salicylate consumption. But later on, the salicylates are metabolized in the body producing acids, and that will produce metabolic acidosis. So this is not very common, and only in the poisoning case it is occurring. If you remember, you can write and explain like this. Otherwise, you can write the other causes like diarrhea, dysentery, renal tubular acidosis, carbonic anhydrase inhibitor therapy for the normal anion gap acidosis. Now, how the compensation occurs. Body how tries to compensate. First mechanism is respiratory rate, increasing the respiratory rate, deep respiration, trying to eliminate the carbon dioxide and by the Kussmaul's breathing. So there will be decrease in the carbonic acid. That is increase in depth and rate of the respiration. So that maximum amount of carbon dioxide is eliminated. So the carbonic acid level will be decreased. Then the renal compensation occurs within 3 to 4 days, increasing the excretion of ammonium. That is, hydrogen ion secretion occurs, which will combine with ammonia to form ammonium ions by the kidneys, and also there will be increased secretion and increased activity of carbonic anhydrase, and then activity of carbonic anhydrase also. Hydrogen ion enters the cell in exchange of potassium ion, may produce hyperkalemia sometimes. So when there is excess hydrogen ion, that is in acidosis, hydrogen ion concentration is high in the blood, so that will try to enter the cell. So the instead of that, potassium will be leaking from the cell producing hyperkalemia. That is also we have to watch and treat in the case of metabolic acidosis. So treatment is monitored IV bicarbonate therapy, that is calculated from the base deficit. That is how much base is deficit we have to find out. That is by calculating base deficit, body weight in kilogram into 0.02 minus base excess in milligallons per liter. That is the base deficit. So depending upon this base deficit, we have to give the IV bicarbonate therapy, that is fluid correction with bicarbonate, so that acidosis is corrected. So that you need not study, I think. Anyway, bicarbonate can be given in drip to correct the deficiency and correct the causes, that is diabetic ketoacidosis, and fluid, that is by IV fluids, insulin and potassium supplements. So in this diagram, overall picture you can see that is the normal thing where the level is 1:20, that is bicarbonate to carbonic acid to bicarbonate, and then metabolic balance is before the onset of metabolic acidosis, pH is 7.4. So the here 1:20 is the ratio. Then to start with metabolic acidosis, pH will be decreasing to 7.1, where the carbonic acid will be increasing and the bicarbonate level will be decreasing, that is 1:10. So the bicarbonate decreases because excess presence of ketones. So in diabetic ketoacidosis, there will be increased production of ketone bodies, and also starvation, there will be increased production of ketone bodies that will increase the acid. So the bicarbonate is required for the compensation, and then there will be buffering, and so there will be decreased bicarbonate level, and chloride or organic acids. Then the compensation starts first by the lungs. Lungs increase the carbon dioxide is exhaled in large quantity, so that the carbonic acid is tried to slowly decreasing, and the bicarbonate level slowly coming to the normal, and then kidney also tries to excrete the hydrogen ion, and also there will be increased reabsorption of bicarbonate. So there will be increased production of reabsorption of bicarbonate. So deficiency of bicarbonate is tried to be corrected. So here the carbonic acid level will be decreasing. Body's compensation, hyperactive breathing to blow off the carbon dioxide. Kidney conserves bicarbonate and eliminate hydrogen ions in acid urine. So it will be in the urine, ammonium ions are excreted and also acids are excreted and try to reabsorb the bicarbonate level. So there will be almost normal compensation, but to correct the fully, here it is 0.5 is to 10. So again we have to correct. So that is done by the lactate infusion. Lactate is converted to bicarbonate in the body. So lactic acid solution is given with all the electrolytes and all. Therapy required to restore the metabolic balance by giving the IV fluids. So what are the conditions where acid parameters are to be checked usually? Any serious illness, multi-organ failure, respiratory failure, cardiac failure, uncontrolled diabetes, poisoning, barbiturate, ethylene glycolysis. So in all these conditions, we have to check the acid-base parameters, that is mainly pH and the electrolyte study. Okay, so for that we can get an idea what is the cause, and according to the after finding out the cause, we can treat the cause. So that much regarding the metabolic acidosis. We have to treat the cause. In diabetes, if it is there, we have to treat the diabetes. That is treatment part. So treatment monitored this thing, IV bicarbonate therapy calculated on the base deficit and condition of the cause, that is diabetic ketoacidosis, IV fluids, insulin and potassium supplement, that is for the diabetic ketoacidosis. And like that treat the cause, then also compensation mainly by the kidneys and lungs can be done, or if it is not corrected, you have to give the lactic acid solution by calculating the base deficits. Okay, that much is the about the metabolic acidosis and their cause. Thank you.